Hello, good evening students. Welcome to my channel, Rukaya Banu Irony. As you all are preparing for your 10th CBSE board English paper, here I have a very quick revision for all your poems by its theme, message and moral. Do watch till end, hope it will help you. Here we go. Dust of Snow, written by Robert Frost. The tagline of this poem, every dark cloud has a silver lining and nature has healing power. This poem conveys the message that nothing in life is small. Even trivial things can bring positive changes in your life. Even the small help or good gestures we do for others makes a large difference. The poet shows us that even small and insignificant act can help uplift our moods and make us forget our problems. The second, Fire and Ice, written by Robert Frost. The tagline, destruction is inevitable. We cannot avoid it due to extreme human emotions like desire, lust or hatred. The poem Fire and Ice by Robert Frost is a metaphor for human perceptions of desires and hatred. The fire symbolizes burning desires, while the ice on the other hand describes ice-cold hatred. It describes how we humans will be the end of our own race. You might have heard the term we use usually for the people who doesn't care about others, saying the word cold-hearted man. The third poem is here. How to tell wild animals. The poem is completely written about wild animals, how they feel when they are free, how they feel when they are caged. The tagline, it is very dangerous to be on such a close proximity to these wild animals. The poet here cautions the readers against the wild beast found in the jungle. He says that if by chance you happen to go to any forest in the east, that is Asia, you are likely to encounter a huge and terrible animal moving forward towards you. You will notice that it is brownish yellow in color. The picture describes here. The poem educates us by describing the various features of wild animals. The fourth, Tiger in the Zoo. We all are aware of tiger. This poem emphasizes on the freedom and liberty that we all living being needs. Liberty for animals and their right to live in natural habitat. Poet tried to emphasize the miserable life led by the animals in the zoo. He compares the life of a tiger in the zoo with its life at a natural habitat. The animals have the right to freedom and should not be caged. They should be allowed to run free in the wild. Poet is describing the tiger as being powerless and agonized. Cage life has totally changed his personality. Thus, the intention of poet is to say that the animals famous for its fearlessness and freedom is confined and sad only due to human beings. We cage the birds, we cage animals thinking that we feel happy to see them. But actually, in reverse, it hurts them a lot. The next is a ball poem, very simple and having a good message in it. The tag of this poem is gain and loss. Getting and losing are the essential in the cycle of life. Here we have a thought. A man gives importance to thing twice in his life. One, before getting it, and second time after losing it. The poet compares the ball with the emotions and childhood of every human being which ends suddenly and they have to deal with it and move on. There will be so many losses in our life. We need to cope up with them. It is a lesson for everyone for the entire lifetime. Losing something which we love and then learning to grow up. It is about a little boy who is in his young life for the first time is learning what it is like to experience grief after the loss of a much beloved possessions, which is here is his ball. Very good poem it is. If any applied questions comes, you'll be able to write it. And the next, the tale of Custard. A very nice and interesting poem describing the individual characteristics, that every individual is packed with its own qualities. The tagline of this poem is, appearances are deceptive, each individual is unique and capable. This is about a poem that he has written about a girl, Belinda, who has 4 pets, a black kitten, a grey mouse, a yellow dog, and a covered dragon named Custard. The poet describes all the characters as brave except for the dragon, who is a coward, who doesn't have strength, But the entire situation changes with the pirate attacks Belinda's home. We should never look down upon others. Moreover, right and timely actions are always beneficial. In other words, a stitch in time saves 9 is also the nucleus of the poem. The great poem. And the next, very interesting, which truly suits about the current generation and the society. For GREGORY, the tagline of this poem is, inner beauty alone is permanent in nature, whereas physical beauty is illusory in nature. God never loves us for our looks and our external beauty, but only for our inner beauty, that is our soul. According to the poet, true lover will be the one who will love for the inner qualities and not for the looks. And he says that she will change her looks with hair color into some other color, and hence she will try to become less attractive. This is because she might get true love for herself. At last, the poet explains to her that according to some religious man, only God loves us for what we are. Written by V.B. Yeats has tried to touch a very important topic through this poem. He says that it is almost impossible to find a person in your life who loves you truly. And the next, the trees. We have learnt many lessons and poetries on the trees. This is also very interesting and very simple, with the tagline, freedom and equality should be for all the living beings in the world. Let's see the explanation. The poem The Trees sends a strong message against deforestation, is nothing but cutting off trees. It highlights how people are important to all living creatures. How trees are important to all the living creatures. The poet says that if trees are cut, then there will be no shadow, no forest, and no shelters for the birds and insects. The poet uses trees as a metaphor for human being. The human being feel suffocated and sad under the oppression and dependence. They yearn for their freedom and independence. They rebel against the oppression, slavery, and exploitation to be free and be on their own. The last but not the least, here we have The Fog, a very simple and short poem where the poet is comparing the fog with the cat. Beauty and mystery of natural world. The poet is saying about the fog, which is generally seen during the winter season, and it is coming towards the city and the harbor just like a cat. The next, poet says that the fog has covered the city and harbor completely, and it appears as a cat is sitting by folding its legs and looking around. A sighted man finds himself in a fog so thick that he is disorientated and cannot find his way home. He must then depend on a blind man to lead the way. Firstly, the fog coming over to a place silently is compared with the cat because it is also comes very silently. Secondly, the fog looking over the harbors and the city is also similar to the way a cat sitting on its haunch and looking around for its safety. That was all about the poem what we have. There are 9 poems and all the 9 poems are having a very good message. Hope this video is helpful for you. Good luck for your exams and do the best. All the best. Thank you. Thank you for watching.